Hey guys, welcome to our Lessa Pro Teachers Do. Today I have with me Steph and Doxy.
Hello.
Hello.
And today we're continuing going over the Marvel Alternaverse, this time with the Last Avengers Story. Well before they ever came up with the ends, this is a story where we see a possible final story for them. Now, for whatever reason, even though they keep claiming they have it on the digital in Marvel Unlimited, they don't have it available, the first issue. They have the second issue, so I got to do it here.
That's weird, but okay.
Yep. Peter David wrote this, was artwork by Ariel Olivetti.
Nice.
The Time Capsule, a bunker storing and storehousing an internal record of humanity. Your tax dollars at work. A mini museum containing artifacts being preserved in a permanent format, guarded and guaranteed to withstand even a nuclear holocaust. Mr. Richard M. Jones, Esquire, is the project's chairman. Jones possesses one of the two keys required to open it. The President of the United States has the other. The guards are there mostly for show. As it happens, they're also there to die. I know that for a fact because I just killed them. It's Ultron. Walks in there and places the Last Avengers Story. 2 years later, the Schroham nuclear power plant, never brought online, and eventually leased as headquarters to the world's mightiest super team, the Avengers. As a grateful Manhattan said farewell and breathed a sigh of relief. You okay?
Yes, sorry. Our cat was clawing at the door.
Sorry.
I shoved the slipper in his direction.
Being an Avenger has been compared to being a movie actor, mostly sitting around and waiting, punctuated by occasional action. That's the problem with heroes, really. Their only purpose in life is to thwart others. They make no plans, develop no strategies. They react instead of act. Without villains, heroes would stagnate. Without heroes, villains would be running the world. Heroes have morals. Villains have work ethic. Hold it. I felt that. I felt nothing. Me neither. What's wrong, High Tide? What's wrong, Sequoia, is that just salt was in my mind. Check it out, my cards. We needn't resort to that. Your poker face is so abysmal. It tells us whatever we need to know. You mind mucker. You kiss my aquatic. Now, Tide. I'll have to ask you to stop making waves. Nice deflection, SE. Oh, figured you take a side, super ego. You two always sticking together. Mind muckers, the both of you. Well, I'm through being your patsy. Count me out of this and all future games. Come on, Ty. No, I'm not going to calm down, Sequoia. I've made up my mind. Avengers HQ target release. I'm catching in my chips. Villains hide, heroes don't. Villain schemes, heroes wait. Villains 1, heroes 0.
Oh, shit.
Now, obviously, these were Avengers we never heard of.
Of course.
Active. Do you wish to create a file? Yes. File name, The Last Avengers Story. Running. Many have said it was only a matter of time before some enemy used the hero's high-profile status to make a target of. The Avengers are now effectively out of the picture. Whereas once so-called superheroes were a thriving concern, they are gone, apparently, and through the attack of possible super terrorists. Thus far, no one has stepped forward to claim credit for this devastating and fatal attack. None of the original Avengers, including group co-founder Hank Pym, shown here in file footage, have made any public statements. Henry? Hun? To Dr. Pym? Oh, sorry. And Jan, I'm sorry. What? Boy, even for you, and you're distracted. Research that involving, yes. Successful, on the other hand, still giving you problems, huh, Hank? I don't want to let you down, Jan. It's too important. You'll do your best, Hank. I know that. Come take a break. You can do your best and not succeed. That's why my best isn't remotely good enough. When it became public knowledge that the physiology of Janet Van Dyne was breaking down, that she was progressively shrinking at the rate of an inch a year, the sheer bizarreness of her condition caused the socialite to achieve the social status of leper. In time, she discovered the only man to whom she could relate emotionally and physically was former husband Henry Pym. Dear devoted Henry, who spent the subsequent decades searching for an antidote. The search continues. Dr. Pym, finally found you. You sure picked an isolated place ice in the woods to live, Doctor. There's a reason for that. But now, would you mind leave? What are your comments about the death of the Avengers, sir? What? The what? No comment. I have no comment. Are you guys winning? Are the bad guys winning, Doctor? Was it all useless? What are you, deaf? He said, get out of here. And what he says goes. And he says it, so you go. There, that's it. And sent them, and there, that sent them scampering. And true enough, Jan, although your little demonstration incinerated my favorite chair, well, now's a good time as any to tell you that I never liked that chair. Besides, that's not important. What's important is finding out what's happened. Incredible. The Avengers gone a puff of smoke, just like that. Who could have done this? Well, time to make my appearance. An event that will certainly promote a startled pronoun, you! Yes, I'd rather thought that would be the one. Hello, Father. For someone who looks terrible, you look quite well. I appreciate the recognition, though, and though we haven't precisely met, I am Ultron 59. Ultron 59? You're not going to tell me you are responsible for their deaths? Yes, quite right. And since you created me, that makes you responsible. Funny old world, isn't it? The final battle is at hand, Father, and it must be between the greatest foes of the Avengers and the real Avengers, not childish imitators. Gather your troops, Father, whatever remnants you can, and prepare to meet myself and my allies at a time and place of my choosing. And if I tell you to stuff myself, then we will hunt you down individually. Attempt to finish me now, if you can. Oh, you bet we can, you piece of silver. No, Jan. All right, Ultron, we play it your way. Very wise, Father. I'll matter transport on my way now, but I'll stay in touch, as befits a dutiful son. Hank, we should have tried to take him now. You with your bio stings, me with my power used and so infrequently that my aura's worn off. And wait here, Ultron, while I get my gas bombs. If we've been killed, the others wouldn't have been warned. Are you and how are you fixed for money? I've got $500,000 liquid. We'll need it. I hate to tap you out. Hey, like they say, Hank, you can't take it with you. It went exactly as you said it would, Kang. How? Oh, I think I could tell you now. Here. Last Avengers Story. Some sort of novel? Hardly. Merely one of the benefits of being a master of time and space. I raided a time bunker 100 years and hence and discovered this. It's a complete story of my final triumph. For once I know beyond a doubt that I will win. That I will be able to avenge my villainous brethren for the great injustices done to them. I have my own reasons for cooperating, of course. Kang still thinks of me as nothing more than a machine, happy to do his bidding. How little he understands. Nor does he understand Oddball, another of our allies, possessed of the ability to induce any psychological disorder merely through touch. He does not fit in with our little assemblage, but the Grim Reaper wants him here, so he's here. Kang's patience with him, however, is non-existent. They begin to argue about something utterly trivial. The noise is annoying me, so I decide to dispense with it. Enough, Oddball. Be aware that we need Kang far more than we need you. Accidents can happen, and at the moment, the Grim Reaper is not around to intervene. My mistake. Never heard him coming. It would appear the Grim Reaper is wearing softer-soled shoes these days. Press Oddball dead, and you will die, or whatever else it is you do. Oddball, you are well? A little trouble breathing, nothing that won't heal. That's fortunate. And particularly fortunate for you, Ultron. The threat is noted and logged, Reaper. Enough of this! I'm getting tired of always separating you and Ultron, Reaper. I have a permanent remedy for that problem, if you desire, Kang. And Reaper, I followed you on every adventure, but maybe we should get out of here, huh? No, Kang and Ultron are the best chance I have of luring my father and brother from hiding. And I will have them, Oddball. For once and for all, I will have them. Nothing at all. It was hideous from what the news said. People being identified by body parts, pieces of. Did you really think we find any survivors, Hank? Survivors? Of course not. I was hoping the armory would be intact. We need weapons, Jan, but there's nothing here. Hank, look out! And at ease, Doc. I got it. Takes more and then fall and root ball and to put one of the original Avengers down for the count. Maybe, we may be counting down in more ways than one, Cannonball. There's, Hold it. Just gotta figure somewhere to stash this, Hunka. Drop it, Sam. I got it. And thanks, Johnny. Johnny saw it. I'm like, Hank, you're looking fit. You too, Torch. Only with the flame on. Flame off. I got a gut Alicia keeps bugging me about. Don't know why she can't see it. Bet she can feel it. I'm gonna do some looking. One. Now, by this point, this is playing off of the time when Johnny was married to Alicia instead of Ben.
Yeah.
So she was, and Alicia's blind. So
yeah,
that's what they mean by bet she can feel it.
Oh, she can definitely feel it. Even if she wasn't blind, she'd feel it.
Yep, I'm going to look around on my own, Hank. Be careful, Jan. Careful as if there's anything left to threaten anyone. Lord, I haven't seen a mess like this since the so-called Great Cataclysm 19 years ago. What's that? Hercules' mace. The details of the Great Cataclysm are still shrouded in mystery. Nearly 2 decades ago, there was some great threat to the legendary realm of Asgard and Olympus, and less importantly to Earth itself. Thor and Hercules claimed it was an affair for gods, but they each agreed to bring a mortal along in seconds. And so the gods, accompanied by the Thing and Hulk, departed through a vortex created by Thor's hammer and vanished. For 2 months, humanity was moved to riot and panic as horrid weather pummeled the entire globe. Nowhere was spared. New York, Los Angeles, London, Hong Kong, Sydney, nowhere. Except Paris. Clear sky, 72 degrees the entire time. Go figure. And then the foul skies cleared, and the only testimony left behind was an unconscious Hulk lying embedded in the side of Mount Parasysis, clutching the mace of Hercules, and with the skin the color of slate. All right,
fix it.
May I? Hello, bombshell. By all means, take it. You always said Herc was your father, after all. I just wish I'd had a chance to know him. Someday I'll find a way to get up there into the sky and find out what happened to him once and for all. You know, bombshell, I love you dearly, but I got to point out again that you only got your mother's word that Hercules was your dad. And I got enough power to blow you to hell and back, hotshot, Mr. Black Knight's son, so clam up. Will you two just shut up already? I've got enough problems with the past without you two rehashing it. Ultron 59, the last one I knew of was Ultron 19 years back. Same here. Jan, why don't you, Sam, and Johnny look around here and some more. Maybe we'll find something that can be of use. Meantime, I'll contact my peers for help. So you're ramrodding this business, Hank, speaking for myself, but can't think of anyone better suited to lead. Right, lead. Also, I'll talk to Marissa about lending a hand. I don't know about that, Johnny. She's never been the warrior type. Well, maybe she'll rise to this. Heck, can't be that it can't be that the only FF member to produce a kid with fighting spirit was She-Hulk. Washington Square and Washington Square is mine. All of you, clear out. It's all mine. Mine. Stay behind cover, ma'am. The SWAT team's here. SWAT team? With all the police cutbacks, how can there be any decent SWAT team anymore? Ma'am, please step back. Just one woman? Where's the rest of the SWAT team? It's not quantity, ma'am. It's quality. Okay, there and there. This is the SWAT team. Come down right up. Tink. SWAT team, you got to be kidding me. I'd like to tell you that was a great job, and Wingfoot. But now this is the daughter of She-Hulk and Wingfoot, one of her love interests.
Okay.
But did you have to trash the whole damn arch? Who cares, boss? The whole village is is a burned out shell anyway. Since the riots, all slated for urban renewal. Everyone who's anyone has moved to the South and Bronx anyway. So what's the big deal? Jess and Jesse, Hank. Great to see ya. I guess you heard about the big boom, huh? Actually, that's why I'm here. So that's the whole story. And so you rented this plane, and now you're going around patching together a team for mutual protection. I can count you in. I can count you in then. Hey, this thing was eating at me, Hank. I knew a lot of the guys who got blown to scrap. I was on the verge of taking a leave of absence anyway, so I could start poking around. Got to tell you, Hank, it takes a lot of guts for you to come out of retirement and organize a gig like this. Not like I had a ton of choices, Jesse. Even so, did you have any second thoughts as to whether you can handle this? Second thoughts? Well, first I checked my old shrinking gas equipment. Fortunately, it was in perfect condition. And then I ran a field test on it, and it tested fine. Oy! So you got Cannonball, Bombshell, Hotshot, and the Human Torch lined up so far. Any other Fantastic and FF members? Well, unfortunately, both Sue and your mother are still MIA since they took off years ago. Don't remind me. And now of the courtesy, I called Reed, but that didn't go so well. I'm sorry, Hank, but my condition hasn't changed after all the years. It hasn't changed. After all the years of stretching, my body's like melted Play-Doh. I can't even function without a body brace. I'd be a liability in combat. No, he won't be of any use as either. His mind still. Well, just trust me on this. Godspeed, Henry. My prayers are with you. Now, Victor, do you remember what I taught you? So what do you think your next move should be? That would be very good, Victor. Tell me, Hank, why'd you do it? I told you I didn't have much in the ways of option. Not that. I mean the whole hero bit in the very beginning. You were a scientist. Why get involved in this insane life? Because as a scientist, you spend your whole life trying to get a glimpse of what it's all about. To see the outlines, the brushstrokes of the big picture. And when I became a superhero, if you will, for the first time, I felt as if I were part of something truly bigger than myself. Part of a wonderful, glorious haul. But somewhere along the way, that haul became something wrong, something dark, perverse, grim and gritty. I think that's when we all decided we wanted out. And Dr. Pym, I suspect you'd be along. As you can see, I'm dressed for the occasion. I wanted to look just right when I told you to take a hike. Mockingbird, it's not that simple. It is for me. Hank and, smells like Terrapolis, Jesse. That you? Oh, sorry. No, Bobby. Let them in. So, yeah, that's Hawkeye, and he's blind. The final conflict, huh? Well, the good news is I don't need a king to get around the house anymore. Got it all mapped up in my head. So if Ultron 59 is willing to stage it in my living room, count Hawkeye the marksman in. Is this going to take much longer? Bobby, we need every able-bodied person. We can't get even disgruntled ones like you, and damn it, Bobby, I'm talking to you. Don't just walk away from me like I'm not even here. We fight together or we'll lose our lives. You call this a life? And hey, okay, Mock, how's about trying that again against someone other than a senior citizen? No, Jesse, don't do it. And boy, oh boy, a selfless scuffle, just like old times. If you're looking for able bodies, Hank, the one you should be looking for is Captain America. Problematic, Hawkeye, considering he was shot and killed during the third year of his presidency over a decade ago. Come on, he's willing to suspend animation until they can cure him. They believe that, and they believe that about Kennedy too. Unfortunately, I can't recruit urban myths. And devil take this, Hank. A self-deluded blind man and his surly wife still carrying a mad on for stuff that happened 18 years ago. My dad was killed before I was even born, and my mother took off. You don't see me whining about it, for God's sake, Mock. Deal with it and move on. You can't talk, and you can't talk, girl. You don't know how it was. You weren't there. Lord in heaven, I wish I weren't there and either. What a truly apocalyptic battle that was. What began as an Avengers team of Hulk, Wonder Man, Hawkeye, Tigra, Mockingbird against Ultron 19. Developed into a lopsided mismatch when the Hulk switched sides. They hadn't realized until that moment the Hulk's change after his return from his otherworldly battle was more than surface. He became completely evil by betraying his teammates to Ultron. Hawkeye fired arrow after arrow into Ultron, but it was a sonic disruption arrow that proved the most devastating. Thus ended the short and admittedly unimpressive first battle of Ultron 19. The Hulk, however, was the greater problem. We're a team, Simon. And Tiger, stay back. Keep away from him. We're a team, Simon. Means we work together. And the Hulk's eyes can get clouded out as easy as anybody else. I wouldn't bet on that. Hey, Wonder Man, make a wish. Simon, help. And then she died. Just that fast. The air seemed to change, to become electrified. A line had been crossed. And it seemed as if their fates of everyone were no longer a matter of free will or happenstance, but instead inevitability. Nothing could stop it or even slow it down. There was the Hulk and Wonder Man and the corpse of Tigra. Nothing else mattered. And Mockingbird's nerve broke. Hawkeye refused to leave, an Avenger to the end, so she knocked him out from behind and dragged him from the site. She was right to do so, because everyone and everything else else had suddenly been rendered irrelevant. Ultron 19's damage and having had enough for one day likewise disappeared. The Hulk and Wonder Man came together, a symphony of slaughter, and they likewise knew that they were part of some greater, darker whole. The difference was they simply didn't care. The fight wore on, some say for minutes, some say for hours. And then the Hulk's continued pounding on the impenetrable skin of Wonder Man finally took its toll, accomplishing that which heretofore had been thought impossible. The Hulk cracked Wonder Man's hide. For a moment, both were surprised. And then for another moment, both felt triumphant. Oh, Tigra, I'm coming, kid, and I'm bringing company. The bizarre energy that gave Wonder Man his power was and his very life flooded from him uncontained. The Hulk realized what was coming and tried to escape, but Wonder Man wouldn't allow it. And miles away, the wind from the flying speed sled awakened Hawkeye, who hurled an invective at his wife and turned in the direction of the battle they fled, just in time to gaze upon a release of energy unknown, unparalleled, except by cataclysm from biblical times. It was the last thing he ever saw. How'd I do, Bobby? 3 on the eye, as usual, Clint. So that's it then. We bring Ultron here, stand him in front of the dartboard so I'll know where he is, and then we got him. Interesting that Clint, who's blind, seems in better spirit than you, Bobby. Sometimes the world looks gray when you can't see it. You better go now. And if Ultron comes after you, we'll take our chances. Well, that was the single creepiest hour I've ever spent. The day's young. She's completely embittered, and he's a cheerful optimist who believes that myths about Captain America being alive. Well, Cap could inspire that sort of confidence, like that time, for instance, during the investigation into the villain massacre. I'm sure you've read the history books, but you have to have been there to appreciate it. The government had enlisted all of us into a massive villain cleanup. Heroes swept through the country like a tidal wave, rounding up dozens and dozens of the most formidable and deadly villains. And then, when the villains were all in custody, they were executed. All of them. None of us had known ahead of time. When word got out, the country was split. There were those who were appalled by the destruction of civil rights versus those who lived in terror of those monstrous beings and had lost faith in the legal system. But headlines make rough reading these days, eh, Hank? Cap, you've always had all the answers. You always knew that and what to do. You're everything a hero's supposed to be, and I'm me. They suck at us, Cap. Dirtied us. I felt like we've been violated. I can't go on. Not with this on my conscience. Maybe it's time for me to quit. Wouldn't blame you. I know a lot of our friends who are thinking along similar lines. Curiously, they all feel the need to tell me, as if seeking permission or even absolution. And you, Cap, what could make you quit? Pest, maybe. I didn't see him much after that. After all, run for the presidency, particularly a successful one as his was, can be very time-consuming. And I remember when he formed the New Avengers, a new wave of heroes, he said to deal with those situations that only superheroes could handle. Jan and believed, and I agreed, that it was largely symbolic. Good and goodwill ambassadors who epitomized America's strengths. Steve always was a big believer in symbols. His funeral is like a blur to me, but I remember thinking, Cap, if you couldn't survive, what chance do any of us have? But we can survive, Hank. I know it. I just don't know how. How do we do it? I don't know. Blast it. I'm no leader. I'm no hero. I'm just scared, all right? Just one scared guy. Hey, I'm sorry, okay? No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I can only think of one other individual to turn to, Jesse. I haven't seen him since the day Jan and I remarried. We have to find the Vision. So how's that for a start?
That is pretty good. I mean, the artwork is a little iffy for me, but yeah, it is good.
Yeah,
it's more the coloring, to be honest. It's more the coloring that's throwing off. I think the artwork is good, just again, the coloring is what's not helping.
It's almost like graffiti for comic books. You know what I mean? Like the lines aren't crispy, the backgrounds aren't crispy. You know, it's like you said, the colors.
Yeah, but what about the story?
I do like the story so far. The story, it's up until the end there, it was really interesting. Then I started to lose it.
Yeah, because it's just talking. Good. It's just talking at the end.
Exactly. But it's been good so far.
Uh-oh. I knew sooner or later it was bound to come to this. True, brother, so true. Now await the final battle. Join the pathetic forces for good. I have no quarrel with you, brother. I will not fight you. Then others will die, and won't that be a benchmark in the career of Dr. Strange disciple? Master, my brother would fight me, kill me. I'm frightened, Master. I'm not ready to face him. You yourself would agree, yet he would kill others unless I intervene. But how would my dying before I'm fully and puscient aid mankind? Master, where does my responsibility lie? Black Widow, crippled. Black Panther, dead. Quasar, insane. Wild Man, dead and insane. Pardon? Don't ask. Okay, Spider-Man, called him. Forget it, Hank. I'm too old to put on the tights and swinging off to fight the bad guy. Besides, I promised her I'd give all that up. I have responsibilities to her. You're kidding. His wife wouldn't let him go, huh? Boy, is that guy whipped. Don't be so hard on him, Jesse. You see, it's also the matter of my son, Ben. There's his welfare to consider. What's up, Dad? Leave your dad alone, Ben. You know better than to interrupt when he's on the phone. I couldn't blame him, really. Peter's a good guy. He's already given up his other identity when he became my research assistant. Then he did eventually tell me, I recommended he sell the formula for his webbing and the shooter design to 3M. Made him rich. Now he's a leading scientist there. Are you gonna tell me what that was about? When you're older and I'm dead. So what's on tap for today? Well, I was wondering, there's a science exhibit at the university today. Can I go? I suppose. What's it on? Radiation. No, you can't go. How come? I'll tell you when you're older and I'm dead. Peter found peace. Real peace. I envy him. Why? You found peace. I thought I had, but I hate to admit it. I feel more charged up and eager than I have in years. It's like my soul got a jump start. It's a little frightening to read and discover something you didn't even realize was missing. So who else have we got? Marissa Storm. Johnny's working on that. Forget it, Dad. If this is continuing our phone conversation, you can save your breath. Honey, don't honey me. You think it's easy for me asking you for help? I don't really care how tough things are for you, Dad. Your ability to create solid objects from flame could what? Turn me into an overaged punching bag like you? I'm an artist. I create things of beauty. Fighting is ugly, no matter how you dress it up with costumes and battle cries. And I won't be dragged along with on some adolescent power trip to fight some broken down bad guys. Look, you don't know how things really are. Big talk considering the first time you married Mom, she turned out to be a Skrull. Hey, it was an honest mistake, okay? You're not holding that against me, are you? Eventually, I married the right Alicia, and we had you. So give it a rest. Bless it, Marissa. When are you going to... I know, because that did happen. No. That did happen. That was done because people hated that on the Alicia marriage. So they said, oh, it was just a Skrull.
That's too funny.
So basically, Peter David's saying they got back together.
Right, the real one.
Yep. Blast it, Marissa. When are you going to stop using your flame powers frivolously and use it for what's right? Do you have any idea how stupid you look in that costume? Johnny, let her go. She may have inherited and may not have inherited your adventure side, but you certainly got your stubbornness. Her problem is that she's only seen the broken down dregs of supervillainy. She doesn't take it seriously. She's never had Doc Doom in his prime trying to blow her into non-existence. All she knows is the broken down Vegoid that Reed keeps trying to teach board games. Yes, but Doom can't harm anyone anymore. He's no threat. Where's the point of obsessing over him? Maybe, but it makes me burn all the crimes Doom committed, and he's never going to pay for them. There, you see? Same blasted Storm stubbornness. So when are you preparing to go into battle? Is it like a football game? I don't follow. You know, no sex beforehand. Not last time I checked. Lovely accommodations. I know. Lovely accommodations Jan arranged for us, Hank. We're not exactly made of money anymore, Jesse. She's trying to stretch what little we've got as far as possible. What's with the rock? Experiment? Whoa, where'd it go? It's submicroscopic. Another universe. Nice place to get away from it all. What do you mean by that? Nothing. I'm going to take a shower. Are you sure we're getting nearer to the Vision's location? We'll find him tomorrow. My instruments are definitely closing in. Hank, are we going to win? Naturally. Hey, the good guys always win. Now go take your shower. The good guys always win. Funny thing is, the bad guys don't always realize they're bad, and and damn it, Tommy, if you say no, and see if you Jessica, it's nice. If you say see you, I'll break your arm. What are you doing here? And Jan told me where you were. Hello, Henry. I thought you retreated from the world after your mom and yes, I know. Just as I know where to find my father, I can and save you time, Hank. But you won't be able to save anything else, brother. Now that you finally emerged from your hidey hole, this Sunday evening, Dr. Pym in the burnt-out remains of the area called Greenwich Village. That is where we will meet. That is where your pathetic forces will meet their demise. Please do try to give us some sport. Sport this, Reaper! By all means, Wingfoot. Waste your strength battling a hologram. Farewell and good luck. Bring us up to another 2,300 feet. That's where my father is. How can you sound so sure about something and some things and so apprehensive about others? I'm sure I don't know. Wait, I see him. My God, he's gigantic. Why? Because he's been immaterial for a decade, ever since the disaster at mine and Jan's wedding. His molecules have continued to drift further apart. How do we talk to him? We don't. I do. Father, Dad, it's me, Tommy. Basically, this is Vision and Scarlet Witch's son's been reborn. This is before Young Avengers did it.
Okay. That makes sense then.
We need you for a battle for survival. For me, I've spent years thinking inner peace and understanding. Years trying to come to terms about what happened in that horrible day with you and Pietran. Dad, what would she say if she knew how you fled humanity? That humanity which you fought so hard to find in you. Dad, say something, please. Fine, Dormammu will take you then. I lost 2 parents that day instead of 1. So do us all a favor. Make it official. Die already.
Damn.
Forget him, Henry. He's already forgotten himself.
So
this is, right. I know. So yeah, they're all getting prepared for what they think is going to be the end.
Right.
And Barton residents, talk to me. What? Cliff? And pick up the extension. You have to hear this now. Hello, yes? Well, Father, you don't seem surprised to see me. Are you accustomed to running into supervillains during casual nights, late night strolls in Central Park? I'm not stupid, Ultron. I knew you'd be watching me, so you still wish to make Greenwich Village the site of this farce? Why not? It's a burned out shell, just like you. But what's the purpose? The books are still open, Father. They must be closed. Bull! What's the real reason? Truthfully, I don't know. I became the pinnacle of machines to destroy humans, yet they always destroyed me. It disturbed me to acknowledge that humans might actually be superior. So I evolved to make myself as human as possible. For humans have no trouble killing each other. Think of this as my ultimate experience, Father, and you as the ultimate lab rat. See you tomorrow. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And sure enough, they're all getting ready there now.
Okay.
And with eyewitness news reporting on the sudden transformation of Greenwich Village into a war zone. Moments ago, the despairing but plucky team calling itself the Avengers were preparing for an imminent battle with the believed masterminds of the Avengers HQ bombing. Now those super terrorists have arrived in a vessel so huge I can barely make it out. The Avengers seem poised and ready. Team leader Henry Pym seems to be having a last-second conference with the Wasp. So yeah, they're all getting ready.
Nice.
Oh, but okay, and let's go. I've just enough shrinking gas to get us to the microverse. We'll be safe. Hank, are you nuts? Run out. I've got them together, Jan. It's their best hope for survival. My job's done. I lost you once. I won't chance losing me again. You just did. Go to the microverse, Hank. For that matter, go to hell. Oh, jeez. So he was just trying to run away.
Got him.
I would have thought it's so hot. If I were human and fanciful, I think it was, and it hot as Hades. There are 2 to 1 against us. Pity. I was hoping for more. Our time is now, my friend. The writing is on the wall and in the book. Ultron, Oddball, Grim Reaper, attack. Tommy, have you got those mystic words up? Working on it, and they won't be as formidable as King's force field. They won't have to be, Tommy. Oh boy, puts up one force, and the force field ricochets and
damn. Damn, dude. That's crazy. Blew his whole face out.
Yeah. Oh boy, just too late, my dear. You sought out this moment as soon as you decided to pose as an Avenger. Drop dead, Kang. Better yet, I'll do the dropping. Marissa, is he moving? Marissa, is he moving? Tell me. Yes. Oh God. Ultron's got him. So, what's it like to fear death? I mean, not afraid of you. Should have known too much bravado, and I should have known too much bravado for a straight answer. This is my straight answer, Ultron. Back off, Johnny. He's mine. Am I? I could dispute that. You have me, but I have your arm. A simple equation with the right result. One broken arm. Ah, Jesse, get clear. You're too close for me to cut loose. Screw that. I said he's mine, and no! Like you fountainous animal, you're not fit to be my brother. You're not fit for human company. Tommy, killed him, maimed enough kids for one day, have you? Take your pot shots at me, why don't you? That's Cannonball. Oh, okay. Again, just putting up a big fight and everything. Many of them are, unfortunately, then Jessie is dead.
Of course.
I liked her, and I was liking her.
Yeah, she was okay. She was plucky.
Yep. Oh, geez. Janet's trying to help out. Things are just getting more and more and more. I don't believe it. Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, again, putting up a magic spell, everything. People are just reporting as it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
These Avengers are not avenging things.
It was predicted. It was predicted. Yep.
They would die.
Well, yeah, exactly. But then, again, just things are getting worse and worse. Then eventually Mockingbird and Hawkeye show up.
Okay. Yep. Blind bird.
Yep. Greetings, Father. We meet for the last time as Janet got hit. Hank, Wanda, Jan, Hank, and me. I was someone. I was the Vision. It was Hank and Jan's wedding. All the animosity between myself and her brother Quicksilver came to a head. Pietro's years of personal problems finally exploded beyond control, and he harangued me, assailed me. Yeah, basically it led to a fight between the two. And
harangued me. What the hell is that? Harangued.
Harangue, sorry.
No, that's funny.
It looked like
a funny
L.
word. It's a funny word.
It looked like an L.
It's a funny word. It wasn't anything you did.
But yeah, again, it's getting more and more disastrous as eventually it's Tommy versus the Grim Reaper. Aren't you afraid anymore, Father? No, I'm not. And maybe that's what what's on being a hero is all about. In being just too blasted anger to be afraid. Very good, Father. This is rather powerful gas. If it hit me directly, it might actually work on me. But my atomic structure is too dense for anything except the most direct of doses to have an effect. And then he's shot in the back. So Hank is now dead.
Damn, dude.
You forgot the most important rule of heroics, Dr. Pym, that the great ideal to which you aspire is simply death, and that heroism is ultimately pointless. So Janet is still alive, though. She was just hurt, especially when I am predestined to triumph. He's dead. Kang, you idiot! He was my father, my chance for closure, and mine alone. As it said in the book, you chose now to toss the book away? Fool! I placed the Last Avengers Story in the time capsule myself 2 years ago, so you find it in the future. I wrote it to manipulate you, to take advantage of you. I didn't imagine you'd have the arrogance to deviate from it. Mortal buffoon, you were so certain of your victory. Well, don't believe everything you read. So yeah, this was all Ultron's master plan.
And then he got himself turned on for it.
Right. Yeah, the fact is like he gave him everything, and then King decided to deviate. It's like, what?
Yeah, right. Played yourself.
You're dead. I know you're dead, Kang. Not by your hand, women. You have neither the stomach nor the power. Her aim is perfect, right through the eyeballs of his mask and out the back of his helmet. Nothing is left in between except pulp. She's back to her late husband before Kang even hits the ground. I would congratulate her on her achievement, had I not other things to do. Oh my God. Hawkeye, somebody catch. Don't worry, Mockingbird. I'm on it. There's still some fire in these old bones. And go loose, Hawkeye. I got you targeted, and I hardly ever miss. Hey, Mock, the impact fixed my eyes. I can see. You can? Actually, no. Still blind as a bat. I was lying. And I feel like crap. Can we go home now? What's the matter? You stopped breathing, and I think your heartbeat just tripled. Oh, nothing you should worry about. I gave my earlier incarnations their chance. They proved inadequate to the task of triumph, as I knew they would. They were designed to intimidate the Avengers, to create as much havoc as possible. They were shock troops, nothing more. And now I draw them into myself, so we may share in our ultimate triumph. Oh boy! So, yep. Still, and they're still fighting each other. The two brothers are fighting, and yeah, because Grim Reaper here is the other brother, the other son of Wanda and Vision.
Oh, okay.
And we find out what happened. Turns out during the fight, Quicksilver charged them, and then Wanda got in between them and slammed. While you were at top speed.
Okay, then.
And then Quicksilver committed suicide.
Yeah, basically. Wow. That's insane.
And now Vision fled after that. Damn. But now he's shown up. Remember, Ultron created Vision. Son, at long last, the battle is truly met. Now at last, I can know what it is that I'm looking for. Tell me, please, why I feel so empty. You seek a soul. You have such? After a fashion, I lost it for a time, but I've regained it. It was given to me by my wife. It is not yours to take, nor mine to give. That I will take it. You cannot deny me. I gave you life. You owe me. You are insane, but you are right. I do owe you for my life. And so I give you your death as he merges with him, and they basically take each other out.
Damn. Okay, then.
Yep. And us
not playing around.
Marissa, here you are. Yeah, hiding like a baby. Is Dad? He's okay. It's all over. All over except for burying the dead and the testimonials and my gutlessness. Don't ever tell him, okay? Oh, so many of them had died. Jesse, Vision, Hank. Mock tells me it's a great monument, Jan. Yeah, well, you know what it memorializes to me, Clint? That Hank was right. And that it's all pointless. Hank strove to be a hero. He's dead. Ultron wanted to be more human and more human. Vision more machine-like, and they're dead. Others fought for survival. They're dead. We try and we try. It's all a sick choke littered with corpses. Do you believe in God, Jan? No? Well, I'm not sure where I stand on the issue. But there's one thing I do believe in. You better believe it too. There's something bigger and better than us watching over us. Oh, what? Him. He called me, Jan, and that's why I came. He's not dead. He's hooked up to machines, keeping him alive, synthesizing his voice. He'll be back, along with heroism, pride, natural spirit, all the stuff people laugh about. You can hurt those things. Injure them. But if enough people believe, he'll be back to save us. Okay, Hawkeye, whatever you say. Come on, it's getting cold, and Bobby will be worrying about you. Next command. What else except save it? And so, yeah, Cap is still alive.
Nice. Let's go, Cap.
How was that? I think.
Yeah. It's like I think it definitely could have been better, but it didn't get interesting.
Needed more time.
When it should have, yeah. Like it did need a little bit more to it.
It was an interesting concept,
definitely. Right? It was a good concept, but
Sorry,
that's okay. It's cute.
Kitty wants to say hi.
She literally jumped up when you were asking. Right. She just was like, "Oh, talking to me."
I wanted to give her opinion.
Right.
Exactly. She's telling us how she feels.
It sucked. Okay, I wouldn't say it sucked. It's meh.
Yeah, it's mid.
It's mid. It's not bad. It's not bad.
The first part was good, but it definitely did not.
It became a bloodbath. It became a bloodbath.
It's
just another way to
bloodbath. Honestly, it just didn't. Yeah.
Just another way to like shoehorn in a bunch of characters and kill them off.
And I'll say, I think the artwork should have been a different artist. This artist was a good artist, but he wasn't needed for this.
No, it wasn't as good for this situation at all.
Not at all. So, and as a final Avengers story, not a good one.
No.
Not a good send-off at all.
No, not at all. Like, I think that they definitely could have done a much better job.
And it's Peter David. He's a great writer.
It's just that they should have finished strong. Like, if they thought that the book wasn't as good as they wanted it or whatever, maybe they thought it was better than it was. But they definitely should have finished the story a little bit stronger and maybe changed up the artist.
And we really see about it. Janet just thinks that Clint is full of it, being conspiracy theorist. So she's still going to be down in the dumps.
Right.
I like Janet, though.
Yeah, Janet was good.
Yeah, and again, I like Jessie for what she was.
Yeah, for sure.
She was just kind
of fodder. Yeah, exactly. I was just like, she was just kind of fodder, though. Like, if she had a little bit more of a better role and didn't just die out the way she did, I would have been happy with it.
And I gotta say, Marissa, I did like how it turns out she realized her father was right, but she wouldn't dare admit it.
Right. She did not want to be the one.
She went hiding because she thought, oh, why should I bother? The villains are a joke. Then she sees how dangerous the villains is. She hid in a box like.
Right, though. Scaredy cat.
That's one bit of character bait I like. That Chadi's daughter was just like, oh, he was right. Don't tell him I said that.
Right. You can't tell him he'll be too airheaded or too big-headed.
And Johnny, I thought, was interesting in this as well. Again, there's stuff that's to like. I would give it like a 4 or 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd say the same.
Yeah, I'm right about there. Like, I did like the beginning. I did like how it started.
It was a good start. And the Kang twist was a good one. Him deviating, I like that.
Yeah, that was a good little twist in there.
I just loved how Ultron's like, you had the book, you had it all spelled out, and now you deviate?
Right. You had everything you needed. We made sure everything was good for you. I made sure that you fuck up the plan because you have too big of an ego.
Exactly. I will say though, it was interesting how big Kang was. They made him huge. I mean, not huge, but you know.
Yeah, he was much bigger than he probably should have been though. Like he was gigantic.
I felt it worked. I felt he was inhumanly big is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely inhumanly big, but it's just the way the art drew him.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like the artist and the colorist, I think that they definitely should have done something different.
Kang and Ultron being the last two villains, perfect.
Oh, for sure.
Those two being the last two, perfect choices.
Yeah.
But the way and Ultron manipulating Kang again makes sense.
It does, exactly. Like they did make a couple of good choices. It's just everything else
became a mess.
Up to it and after it became a fucking mess.
And Kang doing the doing it to a point and then like double crossing him. That's very on brand.
Well, he didn't even know he double crossed him. He just thought.
Right. But it's on brand. That's Kang, you know?
But he did, though, because he knew that he had the book. He knew what the play was, and he just ignored it and did his own thing.
Yeah.
Probably
like,
want to
he
just
did.
take it away from Ultron because, oh, the book says Ultron's going to do it. Now I'm going to do it.
Exactly. So it's like he did kind of double cross him because he did know what was going to happen if he had played by the book, and he didn't play
Yep.
by the book.
Yeah, it's not the scene. If he played by the book, yeah, he would have won. It's like, what? Did he really think his victory was that ensured that, like he said, you were so
Right.
certain of victory, but you were so certain of it.
Right. Like, his ego had him so assured that if he did it the way it was in the book, he would lose, but if he did it his way, he would win.
Yeah, or at the very least, he thought, oh, I'm going to win anyway. Doesn't matter if I deviate.
Yeah, right, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, meh.
Yeah.
I
Really
can
wasn't.
already see once, especially when we get the ruins, you'll be realizing why this brand failed. This was not a good outing to start this Alternaverse.
No, it doesn't. No. If this was the start of it, then no, definitely. The Punisher one was pretty good
good.
comparatively.
Yeah, but we'll see you guys on the next one. Take
Bye.
care.
Thanks for having us.